So, good afternoon, everybody, or good evening, rather, to be slightly more accurate. But it's afternoon somewhere around the world. And welcome to yet another podcast of the Sixth League, yet another episode. And so, I'm joined with the Omars, Omar Adlan and Umar Amin. Omars, what are we talking about today?
Well, today, before we
You
get into the Fantasy League, we've got something very important to discuss. Quick announcement, we are now on the podcast index. So be sure to follow the Sixth League there.
And Google Podcast.
No, that's not an official announcement yet. That's going to come like tomorrow or something.
Okay, so if you heard this, just ignore it.
It's a sneak peek.
It's a what's it called, Easter egg. Well,
It's an Easter
a
egg.
very blunt Easter egg, but
Do we call it an
So
Eid
it's not
al-Adha
an
egg?
Easter egg.
Because that's what we are. That's where we are now.
it's an Eid al-Adha egg. Oh, sweet.
So, Fantasy League boys, how did we do?
I thought before we were gonna break into Fantasy League, we'd talk about Omar's sleeping schedule.
Okay.
I had hoped we would forget about that and just move on.
You think
and
I'd
see what
forget in
happened
like
in
2
there.
minutes?
Wasn't that the whole reason we started recording so early? Because we
So,
didn't want to lose.
so early at 15 past 12 at midnight.
And I thought you guys were excited about the Euros.
Yeah, listen, the Fantasy Euros whatever league, right? With all due respect, but the numbers that I'm getting are like shambolic. I'm borderline ashamed to be even talking about it. So it's
No,
like France went out, the Dutch went out, like I had like
The Germans went out.
the Germans went out. Like, what do you expect?
The De Bruyne is injured.
Oh, horrible
Eden
stuff.
Hazard is injured. Yeah, nothing is making
not
sense.
not many people picked Hazard. Well, Thorgan on the other hand has been like outshining the whole team. So, but again, we're going away from the topic. Uh, Omar's sleep schedule. Like, what's going on?
I don't know what to tell you. Like, it doesn't matter. Okay, so for the last week, I've been waking up early for some private-ish reasons.
Okay,
Like, let's say 6 a.m., 5 a.m. So I
that is
don't get
early.
enough sleep. Like maybe sleep like 4 hours, just a few hours. So I get tired the rest of the day, and I can't sleep midday. It's just not in me. It's something that I can do.
So you're not able to nap.
Yeah, I can't nap.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know how to do it. So it
Don't you
just
just
like
isn't
after
it
I
just
have
like normal sleeping, but just like at the middle of the day?
I just don't know how to sleep when the sun is up. I don't know how to explain it, but it just doesn't work with me for some reason.
Do you close
So
your
like once it
curtains?
gets to
Yeah, I was gonna say
8
that. Do you
a.m.
not
or
have
something,
curtain blinds?
no, it's closed. I don't know, man. I don't know how it works. It's
Okay.
like it has been this way for years, and I don't know what to do about it.
So you've
Anyway,
never
like it
napped in your
affects
life.
me the rest of my life because like I'm tired the whole day, you know? Like I wish I
Yeah.
could just nap and wake up with some energy, but I just don't know how to do it. So like yeah, when it gets to 8 p.m. or something, I just, doze off and yeah, I sleep. Like last night I slept at 8 or like 7:30 and I woke up at 1 a.m. and I stayed up the whole night. That's why I slept early today.
That's like a lot of mental
I,
math and
I
mental
didn't
like
sleep
whatnot
since
for your
1 a.m.
mind and body.
I saw this thing on Instagram where one of those reels, and where this one person said that if you wear socks, you start to feel heavy and sleepy, and you'll fall asleep within 20 minutes.
Okay, so yes, kind of, because I did something similar, but completely unintentional. I went to play squash last week with a couple of friends, and I managed to do something to both of my heels. All right, so I have some kinesiology tape. So kinesiology tape is that just that white strap kind of tape that you see these pro athletes wear all the time. You see wrestlers wear them on their hands and boxers and whatnot, right? And footballers as well. And you're like, why is this guy all taped up? Um, Even cricketers, right? Just off topic, when Imam Al Haq had like his whole hand taped up. um, so, anyways, I did that to my heels. I just taped up my heels because they were feeling weird, and that day I slept a lot better.
Mm.
It could have been because I was tired from squash, but
That could have been.
yeah, but I just slept much better, so that could work. Well, maybe we should do a science experiment, like all of us wear socks for 2 days and then wear socks for like not and then
It's
see
got
what's the
it needs to be the same environment though, Habib, right? So are you saying we need to sleep together in the same room, possibly the same bed?
And thank you for joining us at the Six Lead Podcast. We'll catch you
why
next time.
why does it
Bye-bye.
always take such a weird turn so quickly?
No, but think about it. It has
I
to
don't,
be the
Omar,
same
I don't
environment.
I don't, I don't
Maybe
know.
one room is more sleep friendly than the other.
I was just
Eh,
thinking keeping the same person in their routine would be enough, you know. I feel like putting three grown ass men next to each other would make it a not so comfortable situation to sleep in, but your input is duly
Noted.
rejected for sure. uh well, okay, that's fun for sleeps, but you know what's been keeping me up all night? You know what's been
Thinking
I,
about
giving
me.
I know the answer is euros, but I want to say chemical engineering just for the sake of it.
you know, it is so sad that you're right. It is so sad. I was gonna say my poor fantasy football score, but that took a
Mm.
very real turn very quickly, Omar. It has been chemical engineering, but let's talk about fantasy football after a while. How's it going for you guys?
Do you want to share
Probably.
the league table, or should I?
Let me, since I'm already here. So with like deep regret, right? How do I even like give you league? Wow, where are you people? All right, so Starstruck, he's still there, or she, we never know. Um, and they are at 268 points, so they're kind of like flying high. Um, Morano, NT, nice try indeed. At 219 points, 52 for this week. What were you doing? What were you doing?
Decent return.
You had
Did
Griezmann.
you get more points?
Did you have Griezmann and Mbappe and like, oh, you captain Forsberg and you had Zinchenko.
No, this was my third captain, by the way. Like, dude, I was 20 points below Omar, and I was just like, I'm just gonna put for Forsberg captain. Uh,
Yeah, well, Umar's
Whatever
on
happens, happens.
207 point at like eighth place, and he captain Benzema, and what a good return that is. I mean, he got 20 points from Benzema. I got 28 from the whole team, and I also have Benzema. So
Why are you asking what I was doing? Why don't you ask yourself what you were doing?
you know what? You know what? You are correct, sir. What was I doing? So I remember very clearly that the first game week started and I didn't change my captain, and I was supposed to, and on the second game week I was supposed to make Benzema my captain, but the game started, so the
You
substitution
missed the
window
deadline.
ended, and I
Ooh.
was very annoyed by that. And then as soon as he scored, I was like, "Yay, Benzema! He's my captain!" And then I checked, he wasn't. And then for the last Hail Mary, I went for Kai Havertz against England. I was like, ugh, you know, the Saxons always bottle it. And they didn't, you know.
Havertz could have easily had two assists, you
He
know.
could
It, it could have easily.
he should have had 2 assists. You know,
Mm.
Werner and Muller is being absolutely garbage. So that was very, very disappointing. And I had 4 Dutch players and
That's bad.
they went out. Um
Wait. So let's just look at your team, right? How many players have gone out? Ooh,
Nine.
Benzema. Depay. Oh, 9.
9. And not
Your
only
entire
that,
midfield, but all three of your midfielders have gone.
You're
two of my
using
attackers.
Limitless this week?
Sorry,
Hmm?
Are you using Limitless this week?
I am using Wildcard.
Oh, you still have a while. Okay, then you're safe. No issue at
Yeah,
all.
so I guess this is a good segue to just break into my team for the quarterfinals. So
Hmm.
I use my wild card, and that means I'll also probably have like more transfers that I can make. So I revamped the whole team, except for Donnarumma, Spinazzola, and Lukaku. Everyone changed. Everyone changed. I brought well, most because I had to change 9 of them anyways, and which of those were majority of them were starters. But I think the key to going into this, it's a semifinal, right? Sorry, it's a quarterfinal. 2 games are going to be at the same time, so you're not going to have the luxury to swap your captains around as easy as like you did in the last 16.
Yeah.
So I would suggest we don't focus too much on what's that called, getting a good keeper, getting a good defender. We put all of our chips in to starting 11. That's my takeaway of how we should approach quarterfinals, and that's what I've done. um I've maxed out, quote unquote, on a lot of my star power players, and then I've got a little bit of these smart money buys in terms of Sarabia, Thorgan Hazard, Kalas, and Mile, who has been performing wonderful. Johnstone doesn't even play, but he's the cheapest keeper available at 4 million. And if he doesn't play, like how much do you even get from a keeper in a single leg knockout tournament, right? So I feel like you should really just not care about defenders and keepers. Just buy 3 good defenders, and everything else should just be in the midfield and attack.
That's all great and
Uh,
all, but I just have one question at this moment.
Okay.
Why is a feed called a feed, Abdurrahman? Please enlighten me.
I, I was gonna ask the same thing.
Okay, so I just realized this. This was actually, you see, I'm here on LinkedIn, right? And I was on my feed, and I was like, why is a feed called a feed? And it
The
turns out,
things chemical engineering make you think about.
yeah, and there was no clear answer, but I think it's due to like the constant
Feeding. Go
data they
ahead and
give
say
you.
it.
Yeah,
Feeding.
I'm pretty sure you're constantly losing your mind.
you're constantly absorbing information, right? And they're giving it to you. So it's like kind of like a feed to you because you're the consumer. You're intaking information. So I think that's what it's called, a feed. Uh, but now, any
Interesting.
questions on the
Um,
fantasy football part?
yeah, I kind of
Yes.
want to ask you, what was your thinking behind having 4 Belgian players and 3 Italians, knowing that one of that team is going to go out? So
I have
at the end of,
limitless.
yeah, which you're going to use, let's say, for the semifinal, and then there's a final where you're going to have like 2 players left after that.
Come on, I feel like in the semifinal, you can just pick 2 sides to back, and it's not gonna be the end of the world. I get what you mean. I completely get what you mean, but if you notice, my team is actually more diverse now than before.
We are filling
Like
our mission
I
statement,
I
mean,
had
our
I
like I
doubt
had
it.
I had players from like 4 teams. I
that's
have at
true.
least a player from like in the last 16. I have played from 4 to 5 teams.
I
And
see white, blue, red, the French
yeah,
flag.
pretty much
Mm.
a French flag, but like it also had Italians, Germans, and the Dutch. So
I I still feel as if backing the teams who you think are going to do well is probably the way to go. I wouldn't diverse your team because right now, either way,
oh
you'd
right,
still
yeah,
have to make
no, you're
transfers.
the diversification isn't intentional. It's a byproduct of backing my teams. I think uh Belgium are gonna play well. Okay,
Hmm.
but at the same time, I have like three Italian players and four
Two
Belgian
of them
players.
are defenders. You expect them to keep a clean sheet?
No, only one of them is a defender.
Like like
Donnarumma.
the
Oh,
keeper and
I
the
minor.
defender. I mean,
He's kind of like a weird buy right now because he's just been performing well, but I don't think I'll keep him. I think I'm just gonna sell him and just keep and sticking like Callis and Mal will start because let's be fair. Um, like we mentioned, you don't get the clean sheet even at the 90th minute. Okay,
Mm.
in extra time. Sorry. So like Donnarumma last time in the last 16, he kept a clean sheet. It was, and then they scored. Very annoying. It was 0-0, and then 2-0 to Italy, 2-1 to the other team, Austria, and it just kind of ruined everything for me. So I don't think putting money on defenders or goalkeepers in this round onwards is gonna make any sense
okay. Why not use Limitless this week and then the wild card?
because I've already used wildcard. What's the difference?
Limitless is only for 1 week, while wild card is for the rest. Like you
Limitless
use
for that week, your team is gonna change to whatever you make it. When
Oh,
that
so
week
it's
is
a
over, your
free
team's
hit.
gonna go back. Yeah, free hit basically.
yeah, a free hit with unlimited budget, so
No,
you can have Eden Hazard, KDB, Lukaku, all of them.
Yeah, and the two of those three aren't gonna play.
two of
So.
those three aren't gonna even play. Even
So unfortunate,
Lukaku,
man.
man, like he was just very disappointing up against France as well. So just I hope he performs against Italians, but like he plays in the Serie A, so perhaps he's picked up a few things. But boy, oh boy, I feel like he should be just doing better.
Omar, do you want to share your team or should I go with mine?
Do you have a team?
I have not made my team, but I can go through what changes I'm
Um,
planning to make.
Me neither, but I will do the same thing. So I have this, and I said I'm gonna use Limitless. It makes more sense because Limitless is good for when there are more matches, right? The less matches, the worse it is because, you know, not as many goals. So
Yeah,
with
fair enough.
Limitless,
Yeah,
what I'm gonna do is remove obviously all these red and remove all the cheap players like Locatelli,
Locatelli is not even gonna
Hoiberg.
start, so like I don't even think you should keep him. You should guaranteed go for starters at this point. No
Yeah,
super subs or anything.
especially with Limitless, like just go for all
Yeah.
the great ones. Um, it's gonna be for 1 week. The problem after Limitless is that you see, I already have 7 eliminated players.
They're gonna
After
come
that,
back.
they're gonna come back exactly with even more eliminated players.
Exactly. Which is why I have not used my limitless. I've used my wild card, and I was initially planning to use my limitless, but now rethinking it, I'm not going to use it this week. I'm going to save it either for the semifinals or the final.
The wild card,
No, the limitless. I've
the
already used my
Limitless.
wild card in the group stages. Yeah,
Yeah, same. Fell for the same trap.
yeah. A bad mistake. We learned from our mistakes. We've never played this before. We've learned from it now. Save your wild card until the knockout
Well,
rounds.
keep your notes, lads. You might need it in Euro 2024
I'm sure we're gonna do a World Cup fantasy league, aren't we? Next year.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We could also like do Champions League.
Ooh. Okay.
They
And
have
Europa League.
one. Maybe not Europa League. Who watches Europa League? No offense.
Oh yeah,
Prince League?
Milan is not in Europa League anymore. Thank God I don't need to watch it.
For
Now
now.
watch
For
now. Yeah,
now.
watch is get there in group stage.
Oh,
I really don't have anything to say about my team. It's just like I'm
I have
gonna
nothing to say.
try to manage to.
Who
I
are
have
you
nothing
planning
to say.
to bring in with your limitless?
I have no idea. Immobile, I guess. Lukaku. I don't know if Italy will keep a clean sheet. I highly doubt it. I was thinking KDB and Hazard both, but they're both injured, so obviously I can't.
Neither.
Why
Maybe
don't you get
maybe KDB.
Pickford? instead of Donnarumma, because England are more likely to keep a clean sheet. They've kept 4 clean sheets this tournament already.
Yeah, maybe even
Mm.
Schmeichel.
Maybe even Schmeichel, yeah. Well, Denmark have been very good going forward, but defensively they can still. I feel like they're still quite sus, to be honest. I wouldn't trust them just yet.
I
Yeah,
would
but
have keep
it's Czech,
Hoiberg
right?
regardless.
Yeah, I said I
He,
would remove him. Like I would
Mhm.
get someone from Denmark, but but someone who can score.
Hmm. Get that guy Damsgaard. He's like 6 million or something midfielder, and he's been getting points. I brought him in last week, and he got like an assist, I think, or a goal.
Who do they have in attack? Paulson,
Um,
I think.
Poulsen up until round of 16. Then Dahlberg started.
What are your thoughts about the hot firing Schick?
Ooh,
Because like you
Shit.
you think like his magic is gonna run out. It's like Timo Pukki, but in a tournament.
In Euros.
and the thing is, he's already played 4 games out of 7 in the tournament. He's gonna play 5, so the tournament's pretty much over. So when is the fire actually gonna run
Yeah,
out?
when is it? No, it's even Pukki went on for like a month and a half.
Exactly.
That was like about like 8 7 8 games as well.
He doesn't play full minutes though.
I
I
think
mean,
I
he
think
starts. He plays 60, so he'll get 2 points at
yeah,
least.
but if you notice it in the knockouts, he will because match day 3 they had qualified,
That's
so
true.
he rested. Was in match day 4, it's a knockout game and whatnot, so it's a little bit more.
He
Um,
missed a minute.
Oh no, one
yeah,
whole minute.
I'm sure that substitution wasn't just to waste time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 87 and 74 match day too. Okay, but still, like he's not limitless worthy, right? Is he? I don't know.
I wouldn't say so because you got. I mean,
Say it.
I'm so confused right now because like I think he's kind of worth it in the terms that he's playing probably the second worst team in the quarters, right? So,
Mm.
and like Omar mentioned, Denmark aren't the most convincing team, even though they're like pretty much much better now going forward. So, it's all a gamble, but I just feel like Lukaku's gonna blank.
Lukaku has blanked for 2 games in a
I
row, I
Yes,
feel like.
mean,
so I
yeah,
just feel like
maybe
that's just gonna.
even Belgium will not score. It's
I mean,
possible.
the tournament's
Mm.
literally setting up for like either Belgium or what's it called, Italy, or God
So
forbid,
this is
England to
the
win.
final before the final, I guess, like
Yeah,
the World Cup.
pretty
Exactly.
much.
The winner of this
Uh,
is gonna face England in the final, and yeah, that's basically what's
I,
happening.
ju-
or
I just
or
wouldn't keep any
Ukraine.
Spanish defenders for sure. I would stay away from any Spanish defender in the world because they are 1000% going to concede.
Unless
Like,
you're backing captain Champions League winning captain Cesar
didn't
Azpilicueta with
didn't
his
didn't he
first goal for
concede?
the Spanish national team.
Yeah, but didn't he like concede 4 the other night?
3,
Three.
excuse me. Put some respect
uh,
on his name.
respect,
One
respect.
of them was no, yeah, one of them was an own goal.
That
Uh,
was
Um,
a very
do you
unfortunate
expect
angle. Yeah.
Ukraine to score?
Yes, it's Ukraine.
Really? I
that's
mean,
what everybody said in the group stages, and he didn't get any goals. It was only Czech Republic. It was only Scotland.
Well, that's true, but like, look at that. Czech Republic are also in the quarters. Um, Scotland,
Scotland aren't.
Scotland are in the quarters of their homes. Uh,
Mhm. Um, I had Harry Kane, I think, for the first 2 games of the tournament, and then I got rid of him because I was like, "What's the point?"
you think his like curse or whatever has been working, like his deadlock, his mind, it's just fact that he got a goal like
You know,
again and against all teams
at
in Germany.
at this point, I think I'd back Raheem Sterling. He starts every game. He's
Yeah,
got the most goals. I mean, why not?
and not only
Morata
that,
starts,
but
right?
Morata. Okay, so
Morata starts.
i-
Spain create a lot of chances, but he misses all of them. And
It's
every
fine.
now and then, one chance will come along where he actually does score. So, is it worth it? That's the debate I've
it's
had
it's
with
not
myself.
even that. The thing is that he's not playing against the strongest team. right? He's against
Hmm.
Switzerland. I would
It's
feel
it's
yeah,
Morata.
I know he's
The
gonna miss.
opponent, you don't have to consider the opponent, bro. It's
Yeah,
Morata.
I know he's gonna miss a lot of chances, but y- just watching him play, I think it's just a way to give yourself so much more excitement every time. If you have him in your team, and for added fun, captain him and watch a football game with him playing, your heart is
Omar, I
gonna
think we
do
need to
some
kick Abdurrahman
intense
out of the
cardio.
podcast because he's giving our viewers some bad
No, no,
advice right now.
no. I'm not giving this as an advice for better points in fantasy. I'm saying this is good for cardio. Your heart
Mm.
rate is gonna if fluctuate so much because of all the um misses he's gonna have. So, but I still back him to grab a goal or two. I'm not even kidding. I still think he's still the most likely source of a goal for Spain. um Others being Pablo Sarabia, who's played extremely well. Well, he hasn't even played extremely well. It's just that he's gotten on the score sheet, and you just think that one day or sometime something's gonna happen.
The thing about this Spanish team is that there's a lot of rotation. You look at the 4 games, everybody has just played like twice or something.
Yeah,
He puts one in and then he takes him out for the next game and he puts him back in, he takes him out. So that is kind of concerning for me because I
but
was thinking
Morata
of
is
getting
the ever constant.
exactly Morata is the ever constant
It's
and
like this is
Unai
Morata
Simon,
FC.
footballing country.
Quite literally, always missing the target.
Man, this is
Um,
tough. See how I almost finished my team while you guys were talking?
Yeah,
go
we were
go
noticing that.
go for English defenders. I
Why are you
think
going for
those would be.
Laporte? That's a bad idea.
I didn't touch Laporte. Wait,
Why is
what?
he
Oh,
being? Yeah.
it's from the last week. Last week.
Okay, because we just mentioned like Spanish.
Hmm.
You know,
Oh, by the way, Zinchenko is. Did I?
Ukraine. So you had him.
Yeah, he plays in the midfield. I mean, he's a defender playing in the midfield. So
Okay,
it's
but his
kind of cool.
points are gonna be tallied as like a defender, unless if he's
Yeah,
gonna
but
do mad assists.
he did score last game week, I think, right?
Yeah,
Or
he
Yeah,
did.
he
assist.
scored.
He scored. Yeah.
What
English
Luke
defenders.
Shaw? The thing is that Ukraine Luke Shaw, he's been amazing. Carried his club form into
Oh,
for his
nice.
country.
I think I'd go. I don't know if Luke Shaw will start because
He will.
Southgate as well has been rotating a lot of his fullbacks. I think Walker is the constant for him. Other than that, he's rotated everyone.
No,
Um,
I'm very very sure Luke Shaw will start. I'll bet my
My
something.
wife.
Uh,
I
well,
just realized. I
bro,
realized you're man. Like, yeah,
I'm not married, so
yeah.
I don't think I can
On
bet.
the way. On the way. You can't. Not yet.
I
Maybe
don't
in a few
think
years.
that's like even a thing that you can bet. This is again going. I'll bet this cola can
We'll
because
just
sponsors of yours and whatnot.
trim trim this out of the episode. It's fine. We know how
We
to
don't
edit.
we don't do trimmings.
Yeah,
everything goes.
everything goes.
And
People just come up and like say, ugh, you guys
Why
believe
am I
way
putting
too
so much
much.
money on English defenders? Nah,
yeah,
What are you,
that
Manchester City?
I don't feel that this is right.
um, I do agree. Maybe you don't want to trust the English too much, but you were looking. Your mouse is going on those Belgian defenders, and I would stay away from them too
No,
because they
no,
play
definitely
Italy.
not. I'm
Yeah.
I
thinking
mean,
Denmark.
Vertonghen, Alderweireld, come on, man.
Christensen played last game, like he started in defense and then he finished it in midfield. He played like more than an hour of it in midfield, so you might want to go for him.
Oh, that's cool.
But
That's
What,
nice.
if you want a Denmark defender, go for their wing backs as well.
just get
I got
just get three defenders. That's it. I'm not even kidding. Just get three. Play 3-4-3. But I know you're using limitless, so I guess you can just go all mad at it. But
Do,
focus on starting three only.
should I get the penalty misser? Man, I'm glad we got rid of him. -2.
Wait,
Dang.
where does he play now?
Uh, I think it was Moscow.
Hmm.
I think I'm not sure.
I remember at one point he was like in Wolfsburg, like the next best thing, and he was linked with everyone.
Anyways, so I'll just finish this later. Like it needs some thinking. I'll just give
So you've
the
gone
thingy
with.
to you.
So all of us, I think, are going with Lukaku at one point or another, right?
Hmm.
Um,
I'm thinking, should I just bet completely that Belgium will not score and just go full Italy defense?
I don't
Like
think
if
that.
that
No,
works
like we
out, that would
mentioned.
be
Uh,
insane.
Listen, if
See,
both teams don't
I
score, they get 120 minutes to do so. Like that's you.
No, no,
You're
no.
bound that like
Italy
one
will
team's gonna
score,
score.
but Belgium will not.
How are you so
don't
sure
know.
that Italy will score? They didn't have any against like Austria until like a
No,
billionth
Omar,
minute.
I would say
Speed of
go
thought.
for that if you weren't using Limitless. Back the team who you think is gonna win. But you have Limitless, you have unlimited money. I wouldn't say it's worth it. Go for
Good idea.
all
Maybe
the
I
big.
should do that next week. I should,
Exactly.
yeah.
Do that
Which
next
you
week
should
when you're
tune in
not
for
using.
next week
When we do the fantasy league
when we
for the
wake up from
semifinals.
when we wake up from our midnight nap.
No, no, but we can't nap. It's midnight
We don't
sleep.
nap. We do not do that here.
Well, it's not a sleep when you just wake up after 2 hours.
Mhm. Florenzi's
Okay,
injured. He's not playing, I think.
I'll just continue this later. But
All
like you
right.
get the idea.
All right,
Yeah,
sir.
I
Give me
think it's just gonna be
control.
very tricky with Limitless as well because you're just like add this guy,
Mm.
add that one, right? Just
So I need to get rid of Wijnaldum, Benzema, De Bruyne, Dumfries, Gvardiol, Stecklenburg, Havertz, Gosens. I have a lot of people to get rid of.
wow.
And
So will you just be taking a hit?
I think I'm taking, well, you get 3 free transfers. And I think I will be taking a hit for maybe 1 or 2 players. So 5 transfers in total. I'll take a 8 point hit max.
Well, make sure
How
you
many
do
transfers
confirm
they
your
get the week
transfers.
after? 4?
Right now you get 3, and then next week you get 4. Yeah.
See.
That's more than enough for transfers.
So what I'm thinking is to get rid of Benzema because
10 million.
I don't necessarily want a striker, but he frees a lot of money up for me. So if I get rid of him, Wijnaldum because I want to bring Sterling in, and one more player who
Havertz.
I have not decided yet. Maybe bring in an English defender for this guy.
Oh, you have no defenders as well.
Dumfries. Yeah.
Hmm. Um, where is England? Go for maybe Kyle Walker.
I would go for Luke Shaw, man.
Luke Shaw 6.1. That's the problem.
Yeah, but like
Well,
that's just only like 0.6 more expensive, and you just sold Benzema and got Sterling. So, um, the damage isn't that much. It's like point 0.1 or point 0.2.
And
um,
and before Walker gets rested this week.
Walker is not gonna get arrested. He's gonna go with the same playing 11 into the next match. Perhaps maybe Foden comes back. Oh, sorry, Mason Mount comes back, but otherwise it's probably just gonna be the same one.
but yeah. Who else
Now a
do you guys
forward.
think I should do? Wait, what are the games? Let's just look at the games. So Switzerland and Spain. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait for tomorrow. So it's 7 o'clock the game. So you can make transfers until 7. The team sheet comes out at 6. So I'm gonna wait till then. Oh, see who's starting for
I
Spain.
don't
If
think you
Sarah.
can make transfers.
No, you can until
Oh,
7. Until
all
kickoff,
right.
you can.
Before the
Yeah,
Switzerland Spain game. Yeah. Okay.
before the Switzerland Spain
Oh,
game.
thank you for reminding me. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
funny
what I.
because you can't do that in FPL, right? You can only do it here.
Yeah, you have
Yeah,
to.
they even changed the deadline like 1.5 hours before the match
Because
Yeah,
because
because it started coming out like 15 minutes earlier.
yeah,
you
lineups
know
will get leaked
they
and
have
stuff.
to submit the official team sheets like obviously beforehand. So those started to get leaked and stuff. So they decided to move the deadline a bit forward. But here you have that option, and I will make full use of it. I'll see who's starting. Sarabia, maybe Torres, Morata, and bring one of those boys
The
in.
game even tells you if they are starting or being benched. Like I love
Yeah,
that about the game.
yeah. I did that for Poulsen last week, by the way. Poulsen was my Denmark striker, and he played every game. And then all of a sudden, he wasn't playing, so I quickly saw that, got rid of him, brought in Immobile, and he got me 2 points. um, but yeah, I don't. I guess I'll finish my team off tomorrow.
Well, that's another insight and hint just to wait until the last moment to pull your triggers.
I would
Well,
recommend English defenders and goalkeeper, and I would definitely say avoid Belgium and Italy players.
because we don't know what's going to happen in that. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen in any of those matches.
but I still feel like the money will be made in that match, where like someone goes ahead or behind. Because this
You
is a
know, you,
star-studded match.
you know what happens? Some random guy's gonna captain Boyata, who's gonna score like a
Who's gonna score the
brace or
90th minute
something.
header and get a clean sheet?
Exactly, exactly. That's where the game's won and lost.
Yeah. Well, unless if you guys have any other comments.
Mm,
No
nothing from me.
comments.
Well,
I
thank you
have
all
nothing to
for.
say.
You have nothing to say. Well, thank you all for listening in, and well, we'll see you next week.